I want to discuss DJ Lagway coming in town, and this is nothing new. Ever since he committed to the Gators, yeah, I mean it's almost like this guy's got his own PJ. How much he makes his way to the 352?
Osh lets him in the PJ.
He's got to get approval. But this week is a little bit different, and I think it speaks to the thing that we always hear about with quarterbacks, right? Is when you get them committed, they become the recruiter of the class, and it can go such a long way in getting guys on board and having that guy show up for visits, for games, and be there to recruit other players. And DJ, shout out to him, is going out of his way this weekend to make sure that he's in Gainesville as the Gators host the nation's #1 wide receiver, Jeremiah Smith, a 5-star prospect who is currently committed to Ohio State. And even though he has that pledge in place, the Gators and several other schools are still trying to flip him. From everything that we've read from Corey Bender and all the reports at On3, it certainly looks like Florida is in the mix for a potential switch and getting him now on campus for spring ball to be here with DJ Lagway. I mean, this is what you want. And, it's interesting, Nick, because I think that, back in the day, right, if Tebow, when he was committed to Florida, would have, come in town to host the nation's #1 wide receiver and 5-star, it would create so much buzz. And, this is kind of as important of a trip for the Gators. And, to be able to have this guy in town with your quarterback of the future, it bodes well for the Gators' chances.
I mean, in my eyes, DJ Lagway is top 2 quarterbacks in the next class. You're a receiver. You got this dude flying from Texas to come and see you. That means something to me. Maybe you're in the IPF and all of a sudden the ball's there. You start passing the ball back and forth. Ooh, I can picture this. I can imagine this. It's so big. I don't remember the last time the Gators had a quarterback of this caliber. You can hard stop there. Committed to them, or a quarterback of this caliber, this committed to building a class.
Yes,
and that's something that Lagway said. He says, "I want the #1 class in the country." And it's like, okay, cool. Those are nice words. And now he's racking up frequent flyer miles from Willis, Texas, to Gainesville, Florida. Those weren't just words.
No,
he put he has a little Post-it note on his mirror where he brushes his teeth every morning that says #1 class. Also, here's my Delta number so I can collect these miles and get these points. DJ Lagway is serious about getting the #1 class. I mean, he's coming in this week. He's going to be back for the spring game as well. He might be back next week.
Yeah, it's impressive to see, like you said, just the level of investment that he has in this program, in this recruiting class. We had him on the show and got to talk with him, Nick, and just an incredible young man, has a great head on his shoulders. And I think obviously the way that he goes about this role as the recruiter for this class, he's pretty mature about it. Doesn't seem like he's someone that's going to pressure kids or become like a nuisance or someone that's annoying them about trying to come to the Gators. He's, got this quiet confidence and swag to him. And, his talent kind of speaks for itself. And as you said, Nick, if you're a top player in the country, or especially someone at a skill position like wide receiver, these are the kind of guys that you want to team up with. And
if you go back to Tebow, Brandon Spikes, a linebacker, said, wherever this dude goes, I'm going. And it's like, you don't even play on the same side of the ball. So to me, the #1 receiver in the country, I can play with this dude, kick it with this dude. You build a relationship. It's like, shoot, I don't know who's going to be throwing me the ball at Ohio State, but this dude was cool as hell. So, that makes a lot of sense. I can stay at home. Chaminade was a rival of St. Thomas, so we don't give Chaminade too much love. But Chaminade, don't have to leave the state. Friends, family can come visit me. Just a short ride up I-75. Man, this all sounds good to me.
Yeah, and honestly, Nick, we've talked about this before, but the value of having DJ committed this early so that he can do this type of recruiting for the Gators is something that they obviously didn't have in the last cycle with Jaden Rashada, who was a late flip. And I think, honestly, in recent years, I mean, I can't remember. I mean, Will Greer committed to the Gators pretty early and was a top flight quarterback. I don't think that he was
recruiting like this.
Yeah, he wasn't doing this though. You know what I mean? Like maybe he's
that was 10 years ago. He was the 13 class.
14
class. Okay, because I was out in the opening in 2013, so he was in the 14 class. That's still nine cycles ago.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, and even Tebow, to a degree, he committed to the Gators pretty late in his process as well. Now, it was enough
on signing day.
Yeah, it was enough to where you were able to get he enrolled early, remember? So he was one of the first early enrollees. So I think that he was able to influence, guys like Percy Harvin, like you said. Obviously, Brandon Spikes had said, "I'm going to go wherever this guy goes," but it wasn't like he was committed in June, right? And you got to go through the whole cycle with him. So having a prospect of this caliber, I think is going to pay dividends for the Gators in the 2024 cycle, not just this weekend with Jeremiah Smith in town, but for weekends to come. And we know not only in spring ball right now with these visits happening, but once June gets here, those summer camps are going to ramp up. You'll have Friday Night Lights in July. I mean, this is the time when things pick up, and to already have your signal caller of the future in place to come for all of these events and the cookouts and all the things that they're going to do on campus, it's huge for Billy Napier and this staff.